get off my lawn.
Good evening, viewers. Tyler here with another review for all of you. Tonight we'll be looking at 2021's Willy Wonderland, created by Parsons and directed by Kevin Lewis. There was quite a lot of discourse around the premise of the movie, about a janitor being inside a pizzeria with killer animatronics, leading many to accuse it of being a ripoff of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie that wouldn't come out until 2 years later. Parsons said in an interview that he was unaware of the FNAF franchise, and I'm willing to give him benefit of the doubt on that. Since really it's unrealistic to expect everyone to know about every gaming franchise out there, and if we'd be honest, FNAF is just a creepy ripoff of Chuck E. Cheese, and it's likely that Parsons and Scott Cawthorne had the same idea about doing something with killer animatronics being the main antagonists. Scott just beat Parsons to the punch. Besides, we all know that terrible Banana Splits movie was the real ripoff. The movie opens and we see the mechanic of a town called Hazy. It's actually Hazel, but Hazy was the first thing that came to mind. I don't know why. I'm losing that in. And now a spike shift that punctures the tire of a car belonging to Nicolas Cage. Cage's character really doesn't have a name in this, nor does he speak, being sort of a silent character we follow throughout the movie. While that doesn't make him a bad character... Look, I get enough silent protagonists in my video games, I don't need them in my movies. Sorry, Charlie Chaplin fans. Cage can't really pay for the repairs to his car, or at least that's the impression he leaves the mechanic with. So he's taking a Tex McAdoo who's not just a Doug Dimmadome cosplayer, but also owns the rundown entertainment center of Willy's Wonderland, telling Nick he can pay for the repairs to his car by maintaining the place for a night. Our other main character is a teenager called Liv, who I mistakenly called Lynn while scripting this video, the surrogate daughter of the local sheriff Lund, and her posse of friends who want to burn down Willy's Wonderland. What? At 39 minutes into this movie, we finally get some exposition. Turns out the reason Willy's was shut down wasn't because the kids were climbing all over the animatronics like we were told earlier. No! It was actually shut down because it was a friend for a friend group of serial killers used the colorful environment to lure in victims and slaughter whole families. If you're thinking so many disappearances in one specific place will get attention, you're right. Because after who knows how many murders, a SWAT team was called in, but by that time I'm guessing they only realized the jig was up because he and his friends all committed suicide before the police could get there. That wasn't the end of it though. Willy's was reopened for some reason, but after the animatronics started to say some pretty vulgar things to guests, and Willy committed the bite of 87, it was shut down again. But why did the animatronics do this? Well, it turns out that whole suicide thing was also a satanic ritual. The serial killers transferred their souls into the animatronics so they could kill from the afterlife. Now you'd think people could just tear down the building, right? Right. Well, they were gonna do that, but the night before, the animatronics got out of the center and killed the head of the demolition team and anyone else they came across. Well, after that, Tex, McCaig, and Lund all came together and promised animatronics that if they left the town people alone, they would sacrifice drifters to them. As ridiculous as this all is, I have to admit it's more original than robots that were programmed to be entertainers being rewired to commit murder, simply because the man who made them got pissed because the show he was working on got cancelled. Not just because Liv and her friends are going to commit arson, it doesn't mean that they're murderers. Liv tells her buddies that Nick is in the old restaurant. They go to rescue him. Not that he really needs it, as when he's attacked by an ostrich. He beats the absolute shit out of it before ripping its throat out. Brutal. And after that, he curbs Stumble Gorilla in the bathroom. Oh, I love it. This is the main appeal of the movie. Watching Nicolas Cage kill what would otherwise be unkillable monsters in any other horror movie. On the subject of the animatronics, the only one that isn't a person in a suit is the ostrich, which had to be puppeteered by several people. While the actors do an okayish job of mimicking robotic movements, when the monsters are pretending to be regular animatronics, their movements prove to be so restrained in the costumes while fighting Cage that some of them are either just shaky cam or clearly one-sided, like when Cage is sitting on top of the Mind Gator XP, prying his jaws open and ripping his throat out. One particular performer of note would be Jessica Graves, who performed Siren Sarah, giving the character her graceful yet simultaneously unnerving movements. Anyways, after all that backstory, Liv and her friends discover that two of their party are missing and go to look for them. Turns out the pair are in the exact same room that the killings took place. hey, Sin. Isn't that lovely?
Is it weird that I'm getting really turned on right now?
Yeah, it is. But you're one of the first to die before we can follow those raised red flags. His friends exist solely to be kill fodder. This is the only one I like, and hope to see you live through this nightmare.
Hello, little boy. You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm not the same as the others. They're so mean to me. They call me ugly, and they make fun of my colorful skin. I'm trapped in this body. I just want to be free.
And if you believe that, I have the bridge to say in Queens.
Oh, Chris!
No, live, it's gonna be okay. Okay, we're gonna make a deal, and...
No. Really? I knew these things were possessed by the souls of serial killers. They really didn't think they knew how to get people to let their guard down. Well, it doesn't take long for Nick to take out the chameleon and drag her to the front to do who knows what, but oh no! Sheriff Lynn and her deputy appeared to have been called earlier, and rather than just let the star of the movie get on with it and do his business, Lynn marches him and Liv back inside with full intent of letting the animatronics kill him, and charges her deputy with taking Liv home. Uh-oh, again! Turns out the deputy had a stowaway in the form of this stereotype turtle that drags him out of his car and kills him, as well as takes the keys of the car and bullets from the deputy's shotgun. How's Liv gonna get out of this? Huh, well that's anticlimactic. How's Cage doing? I'll admit I don't get the appeal of face sitting, but I know a number of women who would pay good money to have Nicolas Cage do this to them. And next is the chameleon, leaving just the big boss himself, Willy.
We had a good thing, but you just fucked it all up. Look at me! Look at me when I'm talking to you!
Lady, he's taking out half the animatronics. What's your problem? If anything, he's unintentionally saving your town from this nightmare it's been going through for 20 years. Well, Len doesn't last much longer after this tirade, since Willy sneaks up on her from behind and just slashes her in half. Despite how ridiculously easy Cage was taking out the animatronics so far, Willy proves to be so much of a challenge that Nick actually has to take a break like he's been doing throughout the movie, and comes back to not only just beat Willy, but rip his head off. To steal a catchphrase from Dr. Wolfula, savage as fuck. Come the morning, McAdoo and the mechanic discover Cage to be alive and hand over his car, and after Liv finally walks all the way back to the center, she climbs in and drives off with them. Why though? Yeah, she wanted to save him from the animatronics and then saw that he really didn't need her help, but that is the extent of their relationship. Is he gonna be her new dad now that Len's dead or something? Oh well. Now with all the killer robots dead, McAdoo wants to reopen Willy's a third time, although he may have planned things prematurely, since not only did Siren Sarah live through her being by Cage, but she also hops on McAdoo's car while he and the mechanic are in it, and blows it up, killing all three of them. Then the movie ends with the turtle animatronic getting run over. So, how's Willy's Wonderland hold up as a horror comedy? As a comedy, I can't really say it gets much funnier than the part where he leaves Dave and the comedian mighty confused when he goes on his break. At least got me to smirk. And in all honesty, you'd probably get more laughs out of something like Tucker and Dale or even Cabin in the Woods. As a horror film, you're probably likely to get more scares out of something like Krampus, Alien, Jaws, or Predator. I honestly didn't go into this film with any expectations other than seeing Nicolas Cage fight animatronics, and that's what I got. If that's all you're interested in, then this might be the movie for you. I'll say this much, I was way more interested in watching this movie than the FNAF movie that came out. This movie does have a sizable fan base, and there's apparently a game. It has nothing to do with the movie I just saw, or whatever. Maybe in a few centuries, if humanity survives, this movie will be as beloved as the Universal monster films. I think I just died inside. With all that said, this is not a tie-dye saying thanks for letting me share my thoughts, share yours with me, and have a happy Halloween.